All right. It has been a while since I've actually done a programming stream, but I did work on the project because when I was at Naomi's place, I did do a lot of work. And so if you look at the Trello board, we have started working on adding viewer games and the ability to join viewer games. So before that, I had the ability, or I created a way to join the queue. So, and I also haven't shown you the UI yet. So you can go to a certain app and then you can go to a certain like user. So Jizzle gets tasked, or here Jizzle cats, and you can join this stream's queue. And but there wasn't really a way for the streamer to start a viewer game yet. And so I have this PR that is ready, but as the more I started working on the viewer game part, I realized that I'm not entirely sure if this setup is the best way, or this like infrastructure that I have set up is the best way to do it. And so I was like thinking of changing strategy and instead and just going for UI first. So thinking about the flows that we need to build, focus on those, and then build the smallest amount of like infrastructure to get that done. So the infrastructure that we started with was having a queue with players inside of the queue, and then when you start the viewer game, we pick some people from that queue into the viewer game. And in order for us to do that properly and make sure that if there's any problem with picking people from like the queue to the viewer game, I basically turned this into a transaction, a database transaction that picks a bunch of people from the queue. So I tell it like how many people to pick. It will create playing players, which is the players that are in a viewer game, and then it removes the people. If they've successfully joined the viewer game, it will remove those people from the queue, and then this transaction goes through. So the more I work with this, the more I realize that there's not much that changes from when a person joins the queue and when he has joined a viewer game, other than the fact that this queued player is now in a viewer game. That's pretty much it. So I was thinking of just having one table, which is I don't know what it's gonna be yet. Queued players, and then as soon as those queued players have an attached viewer game ID, we can we don't have to like pick people out of the queue and bump them into the playing players table. We can just reuse that one table that is just going to be growing in size. But honestly, I honestly don't know yet which one is the better approach. At first I was like, maybe there's a problem with the constraints that we're gonna have, but we'll have to revisit those anyways. And so I just parked this for now. I just was like, okay, let's just set up some user stories, some of the most important flows that we need. Let's come up with a UI for this and come up with the problems that we really need to solve, and then focus on just getting it out. Whether this is like using the infrastructure that I came up with here or something else, we just need to quickly get this out and see how it goes, right? We can always revisit how we do things later, but the most important thing is just to get this out of the door. I mean, we can sit at this for a long time and come up with the best infrastructure possible, but if we just build it, this is already working, so I think I just might as well just go with the flow that is described here. I think one of the things that we described here was split the broadcaster and the player. I'm pretty sure we'll have to do that. The more I look at this code, the more I feel like this is not the right approach as well. But we're just gonna steamroll with it. So as soon as I have the UI done, I'm just gonna move forward and implement the the backend for it to make sure that it all works together. What's up, Salgyogibex? Hi, how's it going? I appreciate Boyd so much explaining everything, but I sit here and feel like Cartman in a Paralympics episode. I see. It makes sense. It's okay though. It's okay. So, in like a little, instead of diving deep into technicalities, I've come up with 3 user stories that I think are the most important flows to get right. One of which is, as a player, I want to be able to join viewer games of my favorite streamers so that I can have a good time. This motivation part I'm not entirely sure of, but all I know is that as a player I want to join viewer games so I can join my favorite streamer. That I know is like something that is important. I don't know, there's a lot of motivations why somebody would like to join a viewer game. But I feel like this already describes well enough like what the focus is. The second one is, as a streamer, I want to be able to host viewer games so I can engage with my audience. And as a streamer, I want to know if a player is going to be malicious so I can enjoy my viewer games. So where these user stories come from is both just experience as a streamer, and hypothesis, but also we've done some research. Me and Kat have like analyzed some streams, and we've come up with some problem statements. Some of these are hypotheses, some of these are like already confirmed, and so we're just like we've started with some hypothesis like problem statements, and we're gonna need to do some more research while I'm building this. But yeah, for example, this one. Big streamers don't know what kind of viewers they're going to play with. Are they trolling? Are they going to ruin the streams? This is all hypothesis. And I asked on Twitter what the reason was that people might not do viewer games. And one of the reasons was that they sometimes feel like they get trolled in viewer games. And so that might be like something potentially for us to tackle. But right now, I think these are the main focuses. These two are the easiest ones to focus on. Question. So you have, let's say, 20 people queued up for a league game. 4 is picked for the lobby. They're removed from the queue. You finish a game. They sign up for another game, so they won't join the lobby until all previous people from the queue. Wait. 4 people picked for the lobby. They're removed from the queue. You finish a game. They sign in for another game, so they won't join the lobby until all previous people from the queue play. They sign in for another game. You mean like they join the queue again? Yeah, so there's 16 people that haven't played yet. And this, yeah, if you join the queue, you are gonna be at the bottom again of the queue. So we pick from the top and we push them back to the bottom because they have to just sign up again. They get removed from the queue so they can join the queue again. Like that's just basically mimicking how people do it now. So some streamers, like, I don't know the bots' names because I just remember this from memory. But I've seen streamers that have bots that will let you join a queue, and then the streamer will just like do some sort of command, and then it just poops out the last 10 people or something, or the queue. It will just show the list of people in the queue, and then the streamer will just ask the people individually and just pop them off from the queue if they don't respond in time. So you're gonna make an app for some people doing notepad queue list. Yes, pretty much. Yes. That is exactly the start of how I want to roll this out. And we've had some very awesome ideas for the future, but we first need to see if we can get people to enjoy, to make it easier for them to host these viewer games. The most important thing for me is to make viewer games fun. And so, I think for some people, stats can be fun. At least for me, like if I look back at, for example, old clips, which we now all have to delete because Twitch is like getting DMCA claimed. But I remember me looking back at old clips and just be like, oh yeah, I remember seeing this streamer, or like, oh, I remember playing with this person, or I remember that this happened. And I feel like with viewer games, it might be the same thing as well. Like if you can look at your past viewer games and this app becomes like the de facto app for joining viewer games, then this might like list all the possible viewer games you've ever done and ever played, which could be super fun to look at. Just going back and look back at like your 2017 games and the streamers you used to watch and used to play with, and then compare them to the streamers you play with now, can be kind of interesting. And we have some interesting ideas which we haven't explored yet, so I'm not gonna spill that out just yet. But we have some interesting ideas that if this does work out, so if this does become the de facto app, we have some ideas to push this and make this even more valuable for streamers than it is today. But the start of this is just gonna be just replacing the notepad. Just replacing that notepad or the bot that they're using, and simplify it and make it trackable, basically. Make it traceable and make it easy. Because if the streamer... Okay. For me, what I can see is that if the malicious trolls actually become a problem for streamers to have fun in viewer games, then that might be a problem that we have to tackle. And there's multiple ways that I can see that we can do that. And also, I think we can make it easier for people to join viewer games as soon as they have an account on our platform as well. Because if you connect all your usernames of all the games that you play on our platform, we could instantly sign you up for something, for somebody's viewer game. And without having to, like, you joining a queue and then having to tell the person what account you're gonna play with, you can just instantly go and just queue up and just wait and enjoy the stream. I honestly have no idea. I honestly have no idea where this is gonna go. I am pretty excited. I have high hopes. I think with enough time and with enough like seeing how people use it, I think we can get pretty far. So what have I done on the UI part so far? So I was gonna work together with CAD. Yo, Finny, thanks so much for the host. I was gonna work together with CAD to work on the UI, but he hasn't had much time yet to join. So I started myself just bootstrapping something. I'm not entirely happy with the color scheme that I have right now. I'm using a CSS utility first framework, which has been very nice for me at work and also at other places, which is just makes it super easy to build UIs. It's basically just whatever UI you want to build, you have utility classes that you can just add to your UI, and then it will just, yeah. It's basically a set of classes that you can use anywhere, and it's not super reusable, but if you build smaller components out of this, it literally tells you what you're doing. So the background here is white. It has a large rounded border, like rounded corners. There's a 6 padding on this. There's a height 16 and a width 16. And then on medium size browsers, it's gonna be 24 height and width 24. It's fully rounded. And so it's very clear on like what you're doing, and it's easy to bootstrap stuff. So if I wanna say like, okay, I wanna actually see if we can make this full width, we can make like width full, but the container that it's in is not width full, or this button needs to be width full. So if I do width full now, I can try this out and see what it looks like. maybe on mobile we want to do this, so we do width full here, but then medium, width, auto, and so on mobile it's full width, but then on medium it's not full width. And so I can very easily play around with the UI, and as soon as I start to see some more patterns, I can abstract them into a component and reuse them across the board. So for example, this button is right now is just a bunch of classes added to this, but as soon as I get a feeling of this is how I want my button to be, I can create a reusable component and use it. Not entirely sure yet how to do that in the Phoenix, like EX HTML parser thingy, compiled parser, but we'll see how we can do that. There must be a way to create like partials and such. So the UI right now just looks like this. If I go to master, I can show you what it looks like on master. So, well, the CSS is not compiled, but I can do that too. Let me restart the server. Oh, I already merged something? Oh, I probably already merged the UI. Okay. I merged the UI to master already, the starter UI. That's my bad. So what we'll need, and I'll show you guys what the super stupid wireframes I wrote, like sketched out, is basically this UI. So you see the streamer that you want to join. You see how many people are in the queue for you to decide, hey, is it even worth queuing up? Because if there's 1,000 people in queue, that's going to be pretty huge. And you basically know that you're never going to play. There's a join button or a join queue button. I don't really know copy-wise what I'm going to pick yet. As soon as you click this button, you will see a login screen if you're not logged in. And if you are logged in, it will just insert your username. Or it picks, maybe we can pick it from a list. I don't know yet. But it will like write down your username for this specific game. And you can enter. You can enter the queue. That's like 2 clicks to get in. Maybe if you're logged in, we can even make it less clicks to join. So maybe we can already show pre-populate the person's username here, and then an edit button that they can change it if they feel like this is not the username I want to play with right now. I'm not sure yet. I think those are just optimizations that we can look at. But for now, we'll just use this modal. You can connect your Twitch account. So I want to make it easy for people to join viewer games, so they don't immediately have to connect with Twitch. But it does allow them to easily make an account. And so I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but if people join a viewer game without an account, we'll somehow have to eventually link this to this person's account. Like, we cannot just have people join without player profiles, I feel like. But maybe that's just a wrong hypothesis. I don't know yet. I don't know what I want to do yet. Because maybe the barrier is too big for people to join with their Twitch account. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And then there's part 3, which is it just tells you where you are in a queue and you can leave. That's just it. That's as simple as that. And then I don't have a UI yet, because that's just, I don't have a UI yet what it looks like when you're picked for a viewer game. This is just a queue screen. But this is basically what we're going to be building today. Because I really wonder what it looks like when, like, how are we going to notify the user that he's now ready to play, you know? Maybe it should be a setting. Maybe we should use browser notifications. But people probably don't really like browser notifications. Or at least I barely like like it when the browser like prompts up and says, hey, this website is gonna use notifications. Most of the times I'm just gonna say no. But maybe there is a way to help this person out and tell them a little bit more better, describe a little better why we need this browser notification. I don't know, yeah. Sup, Pat? Hey, this is Pat. How's it going? Sup, ProxPNN? Sup, Blockies? Is it gonna be a Twitch extension? No, this is gonna be just a normal website. Ooh, that's actually a good point. It's not a bad idea, actually. Ooh. Wow. That's not a bad idea. That's actually a very good idea. I need to write that down. I was thinking, actually. I was thinking that I was gonna leverage like maybe Twitch bots, chat bots, in order for people to join like without visiting the website for the first time. But you know, Twitch extension is not a bad idea. I don't know where to save this idea though. Maybe just make another list. But not forget about it, you know? It's just a question of whether Twitch streamers would actually add this Twitch extension because you barely use it, right? So I don't know if there's a way to like hide it when you don't use it, or like only when they I don't know. Graffiti Zax, how's it going? We're waiting for you to go live on Twitch for so long. I was live on Wednesday and Monday. Well, the research document is just for research. It's not for ideas. It's really like looking at the problems and like how people are using viewer games. But true, in theory we could, yeah. It's just another medium, I think. So, yeah. You don't need Twitch bot with Twitch extensions. You can read the chat from the extension. Yeah, I know. But I mean, like, I was thinking of leveraging, like, chat bots in order to join a viewer game, because that's what the people are used to now. So if we somehow can replace the existing Twitch bots with, like, this functionality, it should be an easy way to add people to a viewer game and have the streamer only benefit from the UI part. But I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. There's so many unknowns, man, and I don't know. It's super overwhelming to think about like what is the first focus and what do we need to get done. So that's why I'm just gonna focus on the wireframes that I have here. Just implement this UI first, and then whatever is needed backend wise to get this out. So we already have the Twitch login part. So we need to bring that back because I removed it from in the previous PR. So in the player show, we have, well, we just have League of Legends playing here. I also don't know copy-wise what I'm gonna do yet. Viewers don't really need a UI, to be honest. Just chat commands is good and reduce the extra hassle. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, to get them in, but in the end, I really want them to interact with the app itself, because that's where the benefits for the viewer also come from. But maybe I want people to join, to get into the platform, but maybe we should first just drive the people in, and then the usage of the platform will come eventually regardless. So maybe that like Twitch extension is good enough in order to show them how far they are into the queue, when they can play, they can continue viewing, they're not interrupted, they're not removed from the stream. And then in the end, there's still a UI for the streamer, and there's still a UI for That changes a lot of things actually if we focus on that route. But yeah, let's just continue building the wireframe that I had and just figure out if this is working for people. We can always like pivot, but at least let's get something out and see if we can make this work. Okay. So if a player has a queue, then there is a join queue button, but we don't want to show this queue button if I'm already in the queue. How do I know if I'm in the queue? That's a good question. I will need some like custom sorting of some sort as well, because eventually we'll definitely need to have a way for streamers to prioritize subs over non-subs in those viewer games. Also, the way that is going to be picked is going to be very interesting and very difficult, I think. Because just sorting subs over non-subs is probably going to be super annoying. Because what are you going to do when a sub is going to join the queue, he then joins a viewer game, and then joins the queue again? Is he going to be back at the top again? Because he's prioritized over the viewer? It's super hard to differentiate that, database-wise. What if subs and normal viewers have a different queue? But nonetheless, guys, this is like very useful feedback. I really appreciate this. This is exactly the kind of like back and forth that I really like from streaming this and making this like a shared journey to try and get this out. But we need to start coding, because otherwise I'm gonna be not doing anything today. So yo, Regia, thanks so much for the follow. So let's continue. We need a modal. We need a modal, and we need a way to leave the queue. So let's start with the leave queue, because that doesn't involve the modal. So if I'm already in the queue, which right now is going to be super hacky, and especially if we're not going to show everybody that is in the queue, which could be like 1,000 people, this is not going to work. But for now, it does work. But we'll need to revisit this later on. So we'll need to check. So we only need to show the join queue if the player queue players enum contains. Or map contains. No. Contains. Includes. Contains. Find. 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 Alright. enum.find. And then we search for the player. And then the player.id equals player.id. End. So if there is a I will 100% abstract this, but let's first just do it in the view for now, and then just figure out what we're gonna do. So if we have found ourselves in the queue, we have to be able to leave the queue. This isn't a bad free music. Yeah, this list is pretty good. it's pretty chill. Okay, so when this is happening, let me take a look at my color list. So there's this, because I'm using Tailwind and I changed the colors on here and then ported them to code. Not everything is in there though. I have this this default list of colors. And not everything, I haven't like finalized what the style guide is going to be yet, because I honestly don't know yet. So just going to be like checking things out a little bit as I go. And that's where I need CAD to come in. Okay, so leave queue if... Oh no, this is the other way around. Okay, so if I am already in queue, I should be able to leave the queue. There's a lot of duplication there. But, yeah, that's fine. Compiler. Unexpected end. This is the form end. This is the else end. How do I do else again? Oh, here. Should work. 18. But it does, to me it makes sense. Maybe this one? Nope. I'm making a logo. The logo is like the least important thing, man. I need you to work on the UI. I need you to take a look at the inspiration. Come up with something that works for us. This is probably the UI I like the most in terms of color scheme. By the way, this is just a list of like inspiration. Also, I need you to think of like what is it gonna look like for the streamer UI? Like how are they gonna manage their viewer games? How are they gonna pick players from the queue? The UI looks great. I know, right? This is insane. This is just inspiration, though. This is not what my UI looks like, but this is what I want it to look like. I used to be a designer, but when I look at this, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I've just been too involved with code that I know it looks nice, but trying to find the proper colors and especially dark themes, I have like no experience with that. I could probably build a light theme for something, but dark themes, I've never really tried it. Can I make it look better than this? Please do. Okay, honestly, I have no idea why this is happening. Just do this. Still broken. Ow, this is like the... Oh, there needs to be a do here. Okay. Cool. Player path. The clause does not have a leave queue. Okay. Is there a route for this? Player controller. I have a way to join the queue, but you can never leave. Sure. I think I have a method for this, so why not just implement that? Should you be able to just... Oh yeah, this is the player, this is the broadcaster. Just because we haven't really figured that out yet. Broadcaster ID. Player ID, sure. I was like, why do you send the player ID? But because we already know which user it is. It's like the current user. This is the broadcaster. This is the queue. This is the current player. And then leave the queue. Same way. Leave queue. Current player. Okay. Successfully left the queue. Could not leave the queue. Why would you not be able to leave the queue? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, now queues probably doesn't have a leave. But maybe it does. It doesn't. Let's implement that. So just like, I'm just gonna use the same interface. It's like you pass it a queue and you pass it the player to let it leave. And then we're gonna create another one with just the IDs. Just like this one, because then it's easier. Okay. Okay, this one should do queue. We need to find the queued player. Find queue by player ID. We need to repo.find. Oh boy. Repo.find by. How the fuck does find by work? Get by. No, I want to delete. Delete. Okay, hold up. Ecto delete by. Not by ID. Delete. Where? Yeah, this is when you have the record already. I don't have the record yet. Delete all. Yes. Okay. Can I do that as well? Struct or change set? No, I don't have that. Okay, I can also just do a query. Sure. Can I do a limit? Is there a way to... Well, you will always have just one time that you're joining a queue, but let's just make sure we always delete just one. In queued player. So queued player in... From queued player where... Queue... What? Oh yeah. Okay. QP dot QID equals. This is gonna terribly just die. That's okay though, because I think you need to do something special here. Oh, how do you do an end? Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll see. We're just gonna let it break. We'll just let it not compile, and then we'll see. Player ID. Let me see what the table looks like. Queued players. Player ID, Q ID. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. So we're gonna find the queued player where the queue ID is the same and the player ID is the same, because that is the user that has joined the queue. And then we're gonna delete it. Now whatever comes out of that, we're gonna take it. I honestly have no idea what kind of errors this can do, but okay. So then we do leave queue .id and player.id. Okay. That should work. No idea what kind of error this is. If I do a delete all, what happens if there's an error? It will give you an integer. Oh shit. So maybe I'm just gonna create a struct instead, because that seems to be a little bit safer. But there's no ID on it, so then that's bad. So maybe just doing a get will actually... Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a bit safer, because we're just deleting one record anyways. Let's do a repo.get cute player. Oh, it can just be like this. And then get by exclamation mark QID equals QID, or just this. Player ID equals player ID. Okay. And then we pipe this to repo.delete. This to me makes a little bit more sense, because then we're gonna get back okay or error with the chain set, and no results error if it doesn't exist. That also makes sense, I think. Because then we can... Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, let's see what it does. Boom, player path. We don't have a route for this yet. Let's see what that looks like. Player controller show, join queue, leave. Okay. I just honestly have no idea why this is. Do I want this a delete request or just a post request? Find cute player. Bro. It's kind of destructive, right? So I guess delete works. Okay. I don't know what kind of routes it just generated. So next Phoenix routes probably doesn't work because... Oh. It doesn't compile? Oh, it does. Player path delete. Okay. Does that work if I do this? Form for leave queue. Sure. Following clauses. No action leave queue on helper's player path. Not true, bro. Player path. Player path. Use, delete, leave. Let's just in the router make this a post. Just to see what happens. Okay, that works. So I'm already in the queue. Let's see if I click this, if it works. No. Matching leave queue too. So what I'm passing to this method is a queue. And nil. So I'm not logged in right now. Why does it show... Wait. Why does it show my... Oh, yeah. How do I show the current player? I've deleted that somewhere. Probably in here. Nope. must still be there, I think. I think it's still there. Oh, it's somewhere here. Current player. Okay, it's current player. Current player.id. Mail.id is undefined. Current player is not here. So, okay, we need another if statement. If I am logged in and I can find myself. Okay, it still doesn't work. Expected a boolean on the left side of and got nil. What does it matter? Fuck. Nil to bull. What the fuck? Oh, I can say like it's not equal nil. I guess. Sure. Okay, so I'm not logged in right now. So that's why it says join the queue. And if I click here, it should... Why does it do leave queue? Oh, here, join queue. And I'm not the player ID. Yes, okay. Yes. So when I click join queue and I'm not logged in, it should show something else. Oh boy, this is gonna be ugly as fuck. Basically what it should show is... Also it should be translated, so let's do that. Does this work? That's for the leave queue one, so I'm not sure if this works. Oh, this just broke everything. What the fuck just happened? Oh wait, this just needs to be like this. It doesn't know where it ends. I think. That's what happens when you don't use fucking parentheses. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is actually not correct, because this should be completely something else, because we're gonna show a modal soon. So if the player has a queue, yes, then I can join. Then if I have a current user, if the current user equals nil, do then I'm gonna... Yeah, we need a button component already. We need yeah, we need some like join queue here. But that is not the same. So then else if... I don't know how I do else ifs in Elixir, but probably like this. If the current user is nil, that means you're not logged in. If that is not the case, but you are in fact... You are in fact in the queue already. Then you can show leave queue, otherwise join queue. But to me it looks a little bit scary. This looks to me... Okay, I want my else statement to be this case. Then it makes a little bit more sense for me. So then if it's not equal nil, then there's going to be another if statement. That's just going to check. And then another else statement. I think this is a little bit less error prone. feel like this is just slightly less error prone. And fuck me, we need a we need a component for this button already. Yesterday. God, there's a lot of if statements here. And we still got it wrong. Oh, it needs here too. Like before. And we broke it anyways. Oh no, it's the join queue button now. Okay, so now we're good. Now we are good. Okay, so let's add a div around this. That does all this, like... How is it actually centered? I don't actually know how it's centered. And I'm a front-ender. How come the button is centered? Uppercase, Texans, set index, this. Where? I don't know. Okay, we need a to connect to Twitch button. Let's add that real quick so I can log in. So if I am not logged in, I need that button that we had before. Log in with Twitch, this one. Click. And we're logged in. And it redirects us to not where we came from. So Justin, which URL was I? This one? Oh, now this is completely gone. Now I have no button at all. What? Okay, I'm here. But apparently I couldn't find my player. Oh, this is player ID. I think. I don't know actually. What the fuck? Hold on. What do I get back here? How do I debug this? How do I... Oh god. How do I put... Oh, this. Like this. Broken. At least I can see it. These are real players, so the IDs should match. Yeah. Okay, then we're good. So we are working with players. I already thought so, but just to make sure. Current player ID. Okay. IO puts. I'm gonna find function. Oh. 3. Okay. Sure. What? Why is this? Why are we not here? Else. Hello? Nope. Are we in here? Hello? Nope. Very confused right now. Where? This code is horrible, by the way. Holy fuck. Okay, hold up. This is common code. It's kind of is, but it also isn't, and I'm a little bit scared abstracting that. It also is pretty bad. Because then we need a ternary to switch this up, and I'm like, oh, that's also ugly. Why is this not working? What the fuck? Okay, where are we? What? If else. It ends here. We are here. Hello. What? Okay. Let's see. Does this work? Oh, he doesn't like ternaries? Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Oh god, I'm already dying from this code. This is just code that I wrote like yesterday. How the how does it not even reach the else statement? What? But I am here. What the? Am I... Guys, am I crazy? Is there a long working shift you wrote code yesterday? No, it wasn't actually yesterday. But this is... Okay, hold up. Let me see. Now it's getting real crazy. What? I see. No, it works. It's okay. Alright. We are logged in fact. We can leave the queue. Now we're not in the queue. We can join the queue. We're in the queue. Leave the queue. We can join the queue. Okay. That's fine. We're good. Okay, before we commit this, let's write some tests. Also, I think we need end-to-end tests. We need to test this flow, because this is like one of the most important flows that we have. Viewer games, players, queues test. Let's leave the queue. Test, leave queue. This is not correct. This is not true. It's okay. I didn't know better. Sure, let's just follow the convention. Should okay when the queue and player exists. Sure. Okay, we have a player. We have a player that has been in the queue. I don't think per test it clears the DB. So which means in this file I can make things synchronous. Which means fuck it. Let's just create a new player. Fuck it. Okay, we have a player and we have a queue. We joined the queue. I don't care if it succeeds. Okay, maybe I do care. And then we okay. And we check that leave queue. And now we have to see if this player is not in the queue anymore. This is not correct. This is all part of the setup. And then we check. How do we even check if the player is actually in the queue? Queued player. We got a queued player back? Okay. We get a queued player back. Here. And so we can do repo. Okay, let's do nil equals repo.get. Okay, this should be gone. If this passes, then we're good. I don't even know how to run the test anymore. Repo get is undefined or private. Queued player. In players. Wait. If we do this, it should fail. Yep, because it has something. I do this, it should fail. Because it has nil, yep. Okay, and then this one should be passing. I don't know what this is though. Yo. Let's see what this yo value is. Gonna fail. Probably not able to print this. So you get the queued player back that we just deleted. Sure, I don't care about it though. Okay, let's test number 2 as well. With ID and ID. Oh, that doesn't matter. ID and an ID. Same test. Sure. Okay, good. Let's commit this. Let's go to queues. Let's add some comments. To leave a given queue. Same thing. Past IDs. Oh yeah, but these 2 IDs. Okay, sure. What's up, Joshua? Okay. This is also part of it. This is part of it. Sure. This is also part of it. Add ability to leave queue. There's a PC gaming show going on, but boy, you know that, right? Yes. I don't care. Couldn't care less. Sweet. Okay, we can join queues. We can leave the queue. That's good. You can see that the order is not correct because I literally just added myself to the top. We probably need to run a migration for this. But okay, now we need to let's do one more thing, which is set up the modal, and then for that we're gonna take a look at components. Phoenix components, HTML components. There should be a way to do that. Render component view. Phoenix does not support partials explicitly as Rails does. Since Phoenix is very flexible, you can write a component view and dump your shared layouts there. Yeah, this is kind of what we want in the end. Component namespace, template name. Okay, scary. Exploring alternative implementations of components have found. If you follow the suggestions in the README file, you'll be able to have multiple component views so that helper methods can be isolated. This allowed us to write something like this. Tabs view. Components, tabs. Got us the same functionality Rails has with the same problems. What params does the component accept? Using helpers to know the needed params. Sigil. Not a fan of this though. Something that would be nice would be macros or something. Phoenix template macro. Macro. Do a render like this, very explicit. Okay, let's make it super explicit for now. So let's say components here. And we say modal. That's what it's gonna do. We'll probably need some JavaScript for this, but I think that's the ARIA role for ARIA dialogue. Modal dialogue example. Cool, that's what I need. Show me the HTML. On click open dialog role labeled by ARIA modal. Okay. This is just okay. Create a few here, component, or a folder here. Oh, it should be modal. How do I make it so that, so what does the layout component do? Because I want to give it a block. View module. View module, view template, assigns. Phoenix render template block. I'm a little bit scared. Because the more I look into this, the more I'm afraid that we're gonna be moving away from this very quickly. I was like, this is pretty much the same as Rails, and then it's probably gonna be good enough for us. But this is so... I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe. What I'm basically looking for right now is a way to render smaller subsets of templates, and then like the UI I'm looking for is something like this. Render modal view modal HTML, EX or something. I don't know. I don't know what I fill in here. I think something like this. Do? And? Like, my content here? That'll be sick. Having like a render with a block. I don't know if that's possible. Because that's what I need. I need like a way to render a modal, pass it some parameters, but then pass also parameters as a block. Maybe it's not possible. It sounds like The Sims, to be honest. Sounds a lot like The Sims. It's like, are we building houses right now, guys? Render template block. Phoenix, Elixir. If this templating engine is too, like, is too annoying, then I'll just quickly switch to something else. And I'll just expose APIs. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but this is like super annoying. I don't think, it doesn't seem like there's a way. I'm really scared, to be honest. If I had a partial rendering like this in Rails jobs, if I had the equivalent in Phoenix this way, or with the signs, sure. Sidebar, render shared view, sidebar. Is used a bit more often throughout the app. You can simplify things further by adding a helper function, render shared, like this. Yes. Fuck. I feel like I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm afraid that I will need to write my own function for this. So here they are doing it with a function. Okay, let's do that. Def render block. which contains a template. I don't know how I use that though. I want to see how to implement this. To the code we go. Form 4, form 4, form 4, form 4, HTML form data to form. Phoenix HTML form data. Which is probably... I don't want to build this. Somebody must be smart enough to do this. What? This person crazy? Need your opinion on the logo I made for my guild? Sure. Send it. Your guild. They're working on your guild and you're not working on my project? What the fuck? Just kidding. I will tomorrow. Nah, I'm just kidding. Introducing Temple, an elegant HTML library. What the fuck? Feels like, feels a bit like, what is it called? I can't remember what it's called. The functional JavaScript programming language. Erlang, no. Elm. Elm. This looks a little bit like Elm. With like the Elixir syntax. Doesn't look bad though, in a way. Like you said, you can just define components. You poop them out kind of like JSX. Yeah, Temple offers React-ish style API for extracting reusable components. Makes sense in a way. I'm just like, I don't want to just use something random. You know, this is like 240 stars. Updated 28 days ago. Add sponsor button. It's like, okay, cool. Sick. Sick, bro. Updated in the last two months. Cool project, but, you know. Don't want to go that far off. Wonder what he uses though. Def component. Let's see in the source code. Def component. Def macro. Uh-huh. Block. I don't know this. I can't remember what macros are in Elixir. Like an expression. In order to better understand how macros work, let's create a new module where we're going to implement unless, which does the opposite of if, as a macro and as a function. Function unless. I don't know what unquote does. Where does this quote come from? So you import unless. But this is the macro called. Unless macro unless true do IO puts. I literally have no idea what that just did. But when is this called? So do IO puts if not unquote clause. Oh, if you're not passing true, then it will run this. Okay. But it looks like you can just do an expression here too. Elixir macros have late resolution. This guarantees that a variable defined inside a quote won't conflict with a variable defined in the context where the macro is expanded. For example, hygiene no interference, hygiene test, require hygiene, A13, no interference, and then console log A. Oh, you return A. It gets 13 because that's defined here. But if you can though, you can actually reach into the variables. Oh, that's scary. All right, let me take a look at what you said. What is the name of the guild? Is it Dios? Okay, so what does it symbolize? What's the motivation? Okay, I don't really care about this. I want to know what def component is. Def component. What the fuck is going on? Very afraid. It symbolizes this. The heart of world of the game. Alright, let me go to the bathroom real quick. Do I have my be right back screen on this one? Probably not. No, we're back. All right. Not a fan. I don't know, man. Why is this so difficult? Why is it not in the language? Oh, here we go. This looks like nice. If you spend any time with React or its lookalikes, you've realized that most web apps have a lot of duplication in their templates. This is particularly true for server-side rendered apps. Templates should be organized in a set of reusable components like this. Yes. Correct. Oh, you can do that. Oh, okay. Okay. Sweet. Alright, let's try it. No feedback about the logo? Okay. What is the style you want to give out? Because it looks like some sort of like Egyptian kind of style. The font is very very formal. Is it formal? Okay, let's see what this does. Implementation unprovided for predefined def render block. I don't know what the... Cannot render modal HTML. Please define a matching clause for render in defined templates components modal. Oh. Maybe this should be... Maybe this should be the components view? Component view. I honestly have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Component view. Component star. Modal.html. Yeah, that makes sense though. Could be there. Please define a matching clause for render to or define a template at lib render template component. Oh, it's component. Sweet. Look at that. My content here. Cool. Awesome. That works. Okay, sweet. So let's make a macro for this in view dot something. View do, Phoenix view, root is templates. Want to stay like as simple as possible because that's what he wanted. Like really, I don't know how to say it, but you know, he wanted something minimalistic, so I wanted to keep the font as straight as possible. Yeah, but who's the designer? Are you just designing what he wants? Okay, so if the user current user, current player is nil, then I want to render this modal. Fuck me, dude. Modals in HTML, this should be like portaled out. I know for a fact that I need to do something here, but okay, whatever. Trying to change their mind as subtly possible, I guess. I feel like I'm too shy to kind of point out what I should. If it's like, what does he want with the logo? If it's a guild, why not make it a super guildy logo? Like shields or cape kind of layouts or some fucking dragon shit or whatever. If it's a fucking multi-gaming organization, that's something completely different. But like, if you're just building a guild logo, like, WoW guild logo. Look at this. This is like multi-gaming organization kind of layouts, right? Like this is like a logo that you know is going to be like used for multiple games and this guild is reaching. This is a guild logo. This is a guild logo. This is maybe is a guild logo. This is potential. This could be a guild logo, but could also be a multi-gaming like organization logo. This is like a multi-gaming organization logo. This is a multi-gaming organization logo. This looks like kind of a guild logo that could also be a multi-gaming organization logo. So know what you're gonna be creating is the most important thing. This is a guild logo. This is a guild logo. This is a guild logo. This is a multi-game organization logo. This is a guild 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 logo. Or apparently this is a tournament. Also fine. As easy as that. This is the biggest guild logo. This is a guild logo. All that shit. The Pieces logo? I don't know what the Pieces logo is. But yeah, I like, it doesn't look, if I look at that logo, I'm like, that's like a bank or something. Or it's like a, you know, Myst, the game? Myst? It's for this game. It's like some like cheap ass version of a video game logo or something, or like an area in Myst. Myst is a great game, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Sorry, I might be a little bit harsh. Don't want to crush your dreams. My bad. Unexpected. Oh yeah, I forgot to do a do here again. Okay, I am logged in now. Let's go here as incognito. It doesn't show. Why does it not show my content? Oh, it misses this equal sign again. Okay, we're good. What if the girl is all about banking? Yeah, I mean, you can. Could be. True. Also, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm missing something here. Wonder if I can just do that if I just add this here. See what happens. Don't think it should work. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that makes more sense. Make sure the header is inside the container. Okay, so I have a modal component. Let's style this modal. So when this renders, let's immediately consider that this thing is open. So let's add a JS class on it because eventually I will need to. What do I want to do here? I want to add a title. Do I? What was in my design? I think every modal needs a login. Every modal needs a title. Okay, so what needs to happen is I render this modal and it needs to render a fade. And so it needs to do that thing that I do in the body, layout. This thing for position fixed, top 0, left 0, right 0, bottom 0, background do I have black? I don't know if I have black. Let's check the Tailwind config. Should have black, I think. Yeah, black exists. This cannot be black though. This should be like... Does this Tailwind have this? It's not opacity. It's like the background color faded. Okay, probably not. Okay, so here we go. We need Z index 50. Why is this higher? Z index 10. What is this one? Z 50. Oh, 50 is the highest. Okay, and then it should be flex, justify center, item center. Yes. And then this modal should be background white. But I had white. Oh, there's two classes now. AS modal, background white. Oh, I don't want modals to be white though. Oof. Dark UI. Okay, let's see. We have color palettes, so we should be able to figure this out. 800 maybe. Gray 800. Ep.4 rounded or large shadow. Oof. Okay. Tailwind. I don't know where my Tailwind tab is. Shadow. Shadow 2 times large. Sure. Let's do it. See what that looks like. I cannot see it because it's too dark. Do we have min width? Min width 0, min width 100. Okay. Max width. Oh, sweet. Should be max width, actually. Cool. That's a modal. We need a header here. And we need this to be flex. Queen and item center. And then we need a button. And an X button. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Can I do this? In case you want to write a do expression, you must either do blocks or separate keyword arguments with comma. For example, you should either write there's no render for. Yeah, it's kind of sucks. Because I want to do a do block, but I also want to have extra arguments. Oh, sweet. He actually created something that I wanted. Awesome. I want this Fury game. Oh. This file. No. This file. Web. Component helper.ex. component helper. And then web component view. Component view. Render component do block. Right. And then we go to here and then we say import this is like a very good like article. So we can say component now. That still works. And I can also now override this. Argument error. So because of puts? Let's see. Render 2 is undefined. Component view is not available. Title do. So you get both. What an error, yeah. So, okay, so I need a comma here. Okay, hold up. What is he? Still not as concise as React, but I think it's close enough. Yeah, I think so. I think it's good. But this is just like only children. In theory, I think this is supposed to work, but it doesn't. Why do I have to do this? Compiled. My web component view. Oh, right. Okay, oops. Yeah, oopsie. So now it did actually go to this block, actually. Awesome. This is sweet. Nice. That's cool. Now I can actually create some web components. Yo, catch you later, Cat. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry for ranting on your thingy. This is sweet. I made like a reusable component now. So now I can say, okay, there should be login. And then I need... Oh, I should not have main. Another main. Alright, let's look at the here, modal. Form item. Yep. Second dialogue. Labeled by dialogue 2 label. There's two modals all over each other. Three modals on the page. Yeah, the thing is, I do need a unique ID. So let's make that mandatory as well. Let's make it mandatory to pass an ID. Cool. The shitty thing is it doesn't actually blow up. It doesn't blow up when I don't pass this, which is kind of a shame. That's just how it goes, I guess. Actually, wait, when I don't pass this, what happens? Yeah, it doesn't blow up. Login modal title. This corresponds to this. Yeah. Cool. And now we have to specify the HTML here. So let's take a look at the user store, the thingies here. So it needs to be a connect with Twitch button. So we'll need a button component, but for now let's do it. Just a normal link like we had in the file here. That's a login in a Twitch link. Doesn't look like a link, but it is. Or you can just create a user. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. Let's just keep it login with Twitch for now. Are you using Tailwind with a config file? Yes. And I'm also stripping away the unused tags here. Where am I actually doing that? I can't remember. Oh, it's in the config now. I think you can do it in the config, yeah. So it will go through the views and it will actually see where it's used. Pretty sick. You don't need purge CSS anymore. It's like built into Tailwind now. Pretty sick. Let's style this as a button. I was like looking at like tutorials and how to purge CSS the shit out of it using Webpack, and then they just told me that it's like already done, so you don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, I guess it's mandatory. Founded large PY3 PX4. maybe. Lighthouse V6 fucked up my work week. I also noticed this. Lighthouse is now inside the Chrome DevTools. Visibility 100%. That's good, man. Performance at 2. 17 seconds, what do you mean? Oh, is it because of the it's because of the font file, probably. This fucking Google Fonts file. I was already reading up on how like Google Fonts, like how to make this better. But yeah, this is in the browser. This is like in the browser now. It's pretty sweet. Okay, it doesn't have a meta description. Yeah, I know. Doesn't use HTTP2 for all resources. Yeah, it's whatever. Every client side had around 90 to 100 performance. Now it has 60 to 70 due to new weights. Really? Oh shit. Okay, I need to background. I think I have a purple. It's not Twitch purple, and I will change it to Twitch purple, but for now I'll just use the purple that I have in here. Purple 700? Purple 600 maybe. God, I love Figma. I haven't used it enough yet and to actually get a full feeling of how it is. For now, it's good enough. But I added padding here. Oh, it's not block. Okay. Because it's a link. Of course. Let's take a look at the design. Or like the wireframe that we have. Pretty dummy wireframe. Oh, it's full width. And I think this modal is a bit too wide too. And I think we want to have sizing for this. This is where a modal view would have been very useful, where we define this and verify this, but we'll look into that later. Should be good. Okay, let's say let's add a description to this. Yo. Let's make this bold as well, because why the fuck not? Also, let's make sure this is translated. Make sure that this is translated. It's not really translated, but it's like translatable more so. Oh boy. Is this a problem? I don't know. It looks ugly. Okay, it's not a problem. Okay, good. My editor doesn't really know how to work with this, but I'll take it. All good. I'll make sure this becomes an icon or something. Where did my music go? That is not my music. Let's write something here. Get text. Want to track all your games. Oh no, that's not true. This is like, in order to join the viewer game, you have to log in using Twitch. You have to, yeah. Sure. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. Let's make this title style text large. Text bold. Bold doesn't work with this font. It's kind of weird. Or is this not... Wait, hold up. Is this not the... Bold? Wait. Oh, font weight. Okay. Font medium. Okay, font bold. Okay. That's why my text bold never works. Oh, there we go. Wait. I would like some more padding. Want some more padding here too now? God, that Twitch button is very ugly, but it's whatever. Log in with Twitch. Boom, you log in. It asks you to log in. But we don't do that. Okay, so now we need some JavaScript. We haven't even written any JavaScript yet. Components. Modal. Modal.js. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? This is always hidden. Yeah. Sure. And then document window.add event listener DOM content loaded or something. What was it called? I think that's what it's called. Yep. Initialize modals. Dude, I haven't written like JavaScript like this in so long. Holy shit. This feels fucking dirty, man. It feels so dirty. I'm actually a little bit afraid. Okay, I need to document.query selector all, and I need to find JS modal trigger. All the triggers. And then query from trigger. No, I need to do not triggered at length. Return. Okay, so we have all the trigger buttons. And then I'm actually not sure if this JavaScript is loaded at the bottom or in the head. I'm not sure. Just write Phoenix live views instead of JavaScript. I don't think that works for modals though. Does it? Phoenix live views. Actually never used that. Rich real-time user experiences with server-centered HTML. But this is for like real-time content. That's not really what I have. I don't want to use like WebSockets just to open a modal. Kind of odd. I want to like use WebSockets though for updating the queue in real time. Wait, so they're talking about... How did they create this modal? Within 15 minutes. What's up, Michelle, though? How's it going? Dun, 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 dun. Feels so weird. What the fuck? Pretty sick though. But I feel like it's a bit overkill for my use case for now. What is pretty sweet though is that if you make this like these modals server-side rendered, in theory you could oh fuck in theory you could send someone with the modal open and then have it work, but in theory I can do that from here too, but you know. Okay, let's just write some stupid JavaScript and see. So let's have this button here. Here it should say... We really need a button component, but that's whatever. We need this. We need a button. Type button. Class is JS modal trigger. Data modal equals... Oh god. It's been so long since I've done such ugly things. I love it though. I'm gonna copy paste all of the classes like a real hero. Wait, why does my button have Z index? Wait a minute. What the fuck? Reality. I can't remember why I needed that. Okay, this is... Okay, this is... The more I look at this code, the more scared I am becoming. Also, why does it not look like that? Oh, I have two classes again. Like Classic. Have you worked a lot with Phoenix though, Michelle? If I pronounce that correctly, also realized that is a thing. Join queue. It doesn't look the same. Oh, it's because this isn't wrapped in a flex justify center. This is the same though for every single thing. So let's just wrap this ad here. So our form doesn't have to care about it. Oh, does that actually work? Because this is flex, so the second... we'll see, we'll see. I think this might still work. Because I think... this works. Does the other one work? Yes. Because the form will just take the size of the button. This one is full width, but this one isn't, and then this one also isn't. Just fine. Phoenix live views at work. How do you, what do you think of it? Would you say it's like super useful? Okay. Okay, so for every single array from trigger buttons, every single trigger buttons for each... oh, I gotta fix it. Trigger button. We're going to get the trigger button modal target. Data modal. As easy as that. Trigger button dot data data set, I think. Data set. Yes. Can also just do get attribute. It's like, it's a little safer. Data dash modal. If no data modal, return. Then we're gonna get the modal component, the modal element, which is gonna be document.query selector. ID data modal. If no modal, return. So we know we have a modal here. And then this is not, yeah, this is my not logged in user. I click on this and it will find this modal here. Wait, which one is hidden? Where's my hidden class? Oh, here. Oh boy. Okay, my modal actually needs the ID. Modal. Oh, if somebody doesn't assign a fucking ID, it's gonna be horrible. And the shitty thing is that this template doesn't really tell me that I need this. But we'll work on that. We'll work on that. We'll make it type safe. Oh boy. Okay. Modal dash. Okay. Okay. I got this. I know what I'm doing, boy. I know what I'm doing. Oh, we already had a JS modal here. That's fine. Okay, we have a modal. We're looking for the modal that you click on, and then we're gonna do class list dot remove hidden. See if that works. Oh, we didn't even include this JS file yet. Of course. Import. Oh, this is JavaScript. Nice. Modal slash modal. Let's make this index. Did the JavaScript even load? Do I even have JavaScript included? Oh, the CSS is in here. Console log yo. Are we good? Found something. Cannot resolve modal in JS. Oh, it's components. That looks better. Why do I not see any JavaScript? I'm very confused. Where's my JavaScript? App.html. Did I remove this JavaScript file or like what the fuck? Is it loaded? I don't think I have the JavaScript loaded. Alright. Did I remove it in some commit? Oh, here. Oh, I removed the JavaScript. Oopsie whoopsie. Why is it break? Oh, because it's... Okay, yeah, it's the same reason. Okay, sure. Wait, that's... Okay, wait, hold up. Okay, yeah, we have a problem here. This should be another function called open modal. Modal element. And then modal, open modal literally just does this. Cool. Trigger button dot add event listener. But first let's find the modal. And then trigger button dot add event listener dot click. Then open modal. And since we do a full page refresh anyways, this is fine, even though it doesn't get cleared up. That is okay. So the reason why this is normally not super good is because if you use an anonymous function, you cannot remove the event listener. Okay, join queue. Modal not defined. Oopsie. Okay, that's good. This shit is still clickable though. Okay, so if I click outside of this modal, or I click on this close button. Dude, I'm feeling like I'm hacking away like crazy. I can also just use a library or something. It's insane. It's actually nuts. Oh my god. I'm just not a fan of this at all. I'm like okay, here's my struggle. Okay, hear me out, chat. Here's my struggle. I could be just importing a library right now that does this for me. But my stubborn old me is telling me that because I don't know if I will need a lot more than this, I'm wondering whether it is worth pulling in a library or just writing it myself quick and dirty. And so I'm writing it quick and dirty now, but the more I write it quick and dirty, the more I'm afraid that I'm not a fan of it. Okay, so inside here we're gonna find the JS modal close. Close button. Then don't smiley face. Okay, hold up. That's not good. Query selector. Find the JS modal close. If you don't have a close button, which it's not possible, then do nothing. Oh, look. If I do have a close button and an event listener to it, on click to just, you know, hide the modal. And the problem is that these elements are not removed from the DOM when they close, so then I have to remove the event listener again. It's just nasty. It's just nasty. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm just really doubting. I'm just really doubting whether or not I should just pull in a library. Because this is also not accessible. Like, my modal is not accessible right now. It's kind of accessible, but it's not really. Oh, fuck my life. So if I open and then close, it's gonna register another event listener and another event listener and another event listener and another event listener. But do I really care? I know the problem already. Okay, look at this, chat. Oh, these are global. Okay, I click on this. The modal opens. I click on close. It closes. I open it again. This element. How do I check how many event listeners this thing has? Oh, here, event listeners. Click. See? Oh, it stays 2. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's one thing. Oh god. I didn't just know. The problem is that I know. Like, my mind is telling me not to do this. Because I know it's wrong. My mind is telling me I know that this is wrong. Look at this. I know it's wrong, chat. I know it's wrong. But the question is, do I care? Because if I refresh, it's all gone again. Nobody ever runs into this. Oh. Okay, let's add an animation. Fix later. See, Legends knows. He knows my struggle. It's gonna be a memory leak, but it's okay. Nobody's gonna run into this. Nobody ever opens the modal 6 million times to run into a memory leak. Oh, it is a memory leak, but nobody's gonna run into memory issues. Right, chat? Nobody's gonna open the modal 20 million times. Is there animations in Tailwind? Transition timing. Property. Poverty. Whoa. Transition. Duration. I don't even know what I want my modal to look like. Maybe just opacity would just be good enough. To be honest. Oh fuck. Just oh boy. Oh boy. It's fine. I'm internally dying right now. I'm internally dying, basically. I have no idea what this does, to be honest. That's what I thought. Because as soon as hidden is removed and opacity 0 is removed, I don't think there's a transition. I'm thinking something else. I'm thinking about doing it properly. Oh, I don't like doing it properly. Let's just go short. Let's just go shorthand. Bootstrap modal. I don't want live view, man. What is everybody do live modals in live views? Is that the way to do it? Oh my god. Oh lord. The fuck is this? Holy shit, dude. Oh my god, what the fuck? Holy shit. Tailwind stimulus components. What the fuck is this? A set of stimulus JS components. What is stimulus JS? Oh, is this the thing from that they use in yeah. I know this one actually. I'm actually quite kind of, you know, I'm actually kind of intrigued by this one. Stimulus pairs beautifully with turbolinks. Yeah, fuck turbolinks. The amount of problems I've had with turbolinks. Jesus. Why is front-end so difficult if you know front-end? If you just don't know front-end, you would have been fine with this. You know? If you don't know front-end, you would have pulled in the fucking biggest library in the world, Bootstrap, and then it just works. I know JavaScript. And then you want to do it properly. But then if you do it properly... Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Tailwind components. This is pretty cool though. It's basically your HTML is just telling you what it does, and then the JavaScript just tinkers stuff over. Because in theory, that's literally what you need 90% of the time. You don't need like some crazy UI. I'm wondering if... It would be a cool experiment though, using stimulus. I mean, it's kind of like something that I wanted to try anyways. Wonder what the community thinks. 8.4K. This is just styling it as if it was Bootstrap, I guess. I mean, you don't really need more than this. Okay, so what are we doing here? I just don't need live view. But maybe just stimulus will just do the thing for me that I need. Data controller modal, key down, window modal, close with keyboard. I don't know what that means. Sure. Handbook. I thought as a front-end developer, I would be like having an easy time. But to be honest, it only makes it harder, I feel like. Whoa, I didn't even know this existed. Fuck. Ba-dum-bum, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. I wonder if I want to tackle this later. Just work with this for now. I've got the modal. That's what matters. That's what matters. I can click here. We'll go and log in. I just need a log out button again. Let's add the log out button back in the header. What did I have before? So we had like log in with Twitch or log out. So this is the profile button. This is when I'm logged in. Let's just keep this in, to be honest. So P4 and then a submit logout. See what that looks like. And log in with Twitch. Yeah, that's fine too, I think. Okay, this doesn't make sense because we need a div around this. I think this shouldn't be a div. There should be like a section maybe, or a nav. I don't know if this should be a nav because this is not the header navigation, but okay, if we log out, we go back to user 3. And then we log in. We really need to be sent back to the original place that you logged in from though, but it's a different issue. App.js. Even though I'm probably not going to keep it, I still want to like make sure that we add some doc blocks here. Opens the given modal. Closes the given modal. It's just a div element that we're just calling this on, but you know. Yeah, the more I code, the more I'm unhappy about it. But that's maybe I just need to learn to accept that you cannot make things perfect. You need to move on. Initializes the modals and adds event listeners to the modal triggers. Example button type button class equals is modal trigger. Click me button div ID we need a data modal. My modal. Modal. My modal. Or modal 1. Let's do modal 1. That's more clear. Modal 1. Div. There we go. Hidden. Just work with hidden only for now. No animation. I think for animation we'll just have to look properly into what we're gonna be doing. Yeah. If you're just hiding and showing elements, like, I don't know if hidden triggers. I don't think hidden triggers the like on show thingy, like that transition, like that animation. But maybe we can set the animation on the element for it to trigger. That might work. Important app. What? I don't know what that means. This is also still targetable, which is not good. As soon as it's open, I think the tab index should change to this modal. What goes he? Oh boy. This is insane. Add listeners. Focus last descendant. Finds the last descendant node that is focusable. It's like insane, like to get things like accessible, the amount of things you have to do. Look at this. Replace the current dialogue with another. The fuck? All right. Coding live, man. Coding live is scary. Because I get into the trap of not wanting to do it wrong. Dun, 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 dun. But you do it wrong regardless. Cool. All right, this is important. This is an important change that we made. Let's document this. How do I do comments again? I haven't like worked with this enough. Doc. Oh, here. Allows renders a component template with extra params and a block. Params. Cool. Sick. Awesome. Let's commit this. Let's introduce the modal component. However bad it is right now. Add modal components. Add login back to header. What did we do here? Show login modal when not logged in and trying to join queue. Okay, that works. Now all I want is that if we log in, we send the person back to the referrer URL, which is kind of scary. I'm not sure how am I gonna do that. Specify like a login here, so auth Twitch, then sending parameters where you are now, like your current URL, and then it sends you back. And that's only like the relative URL maybe, so only /3. That would be the only way, I think. Because right now when I log in... Oh, it's on my other tab. When I log in, it sends me back to the home page. And then... That's super annoying if you're like... hey, I want to sign up, and then you just log in with Twitch, and then you're like sent back to the homepage. You're like, fuck, what streamer was I trying to join again? That's like super annoying. And then as soon as they log in with Twitch, what needs to happen? Because we cannot just let them join, because we need their in-game name. In order for this to work, we need their in-game name. So the person logs in with Twitch, and then we show his display name if we have it. Otherwise, we show like a username field, and then we join. Seems like a lot of steps. Seems kind of tedious. I don't know if I was a gamer that would like to join someone's viewer game. I wonder if that's like the best flow. And the player also always needs a Twitch account. There's a couple of flows. Yeah, okay. I think we've gotten pretty far though. Let's add player show. Let's make this an ordered list with numbers. How do I do that again? I can't remember. Probably in here actually. List style. Oh, that's so ugly. Oh boy. Sure. Next players. Yeah, okay. Let's see for player 4. That still looks fine. Copyright blah blah. On mobile, does the... Oh, that looks terrible. Let's hide that on mobile. Why is it so... Okay. For now, that's good enough. This mobile UI is not super great because I think you want to have it at the bottom. Maybe we can fix stuff for now. Hide current user for now on mobile. And add decimals to current queue list. Why is this not padded? Oh. Hide current user on mobile right now. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can fix this. Let's make this always visible. So on mobile, this thing should not be justify center. There should be... No, yes. No, justify center is fine. There should be item center and then items end. Okay. And then... Why is this... Should only be... max width here on MD, and then it should not have rounded bottom, so this should be MD, and then if you have your phone open, we might want to add some more padding at the bottom. P bottom 6 and then MD P bottom 0. Okay, I think 6 is not a value. 10. I still want it to be rounded at the top though. So let's see. Rounded. Rounded top. So rounded top, rounded T, MD. And then on MD, we want rounded bottom to be... Oh, it's LG. So we have no bottom corner. Oh, okay. Hold up. With P6. So P6 is already here right now. Let me think if we want that. So here I kind of want to have an animation, right? So like... Oh, I cannot close it. What happened to it? Oh, it's because the hidden class. I think. Okay. It's not great. It's definitely not great. But, especially consider that you cannot click outside of it. So maybe we need that too. Oh boy. But it looks kind of nice, I guess. Like on normal it looks like this. And on phone it looks like this. Because this is where you kind of like want to like It's not nice without animation though, but we'll look into that. Change modal styles on mobile. All right, let's see if we can implement quickly the click outside. Basically means if we click anywhere on this thing, when we open it, we can actually register this always in theory. When we have a modal here, we could say if you click on the modal, I want to register and check if event.target. Oh, what was the difference again? You have like target and then you have current target. Returns an object whose event listener callback is currently being invoked. This is what we currently click on. Is. Does that work? I actually don't know. It does work, but I can't remember. There is, I think, a caveat with this. But it works for now. I haven't tested it in other browsers, but man, I can't remember. It's so long since I've done like this kind of hacky native shit. I always have this abstracted away. At least we're binding the event listener once. Here we can do that on the close button too. And at least we don't have the memory leak. Register close button. Modal. Register click outside. Modal. Super hacky, but whatever. It works. That's what matters, right, chat? That's what matters. What's up, gaming geek? How's it going? I don't like this. What is this? The click outside modal event listener and closes. Female div element. Registers the close button of the modal and closes the modal when clicking on it. At least we fixed the memory leak. I'm sure there's gonna be bugs, but that's okay. Event listeners, there's one click button. Close it. Join again. There's only one. Yes. Oh, but clicking outside doesn't work anymore. Why is that? Oh, I don't see the click thingy. Event listener. Modal L is used but never read. Oh, oops, I made a typo. Like how it didn't actually error out. Yeah, cool. Sweet. Join shows this here. When I click outside, it also closes. When I click inside, it's fine. What if the content is very long? Oh, it doesn't happen right now. There's no use for this yet, so I don't really care too much, to be completely honest. Oh, oops. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not scrollable content. But, you know. We don't have that yet, so let's not worry about it just now. We'll worry about it when the time comes. Okay. It's a start, it's a start. Fix modal memory leak and add click outside. Okay, very hacky stuff. Not testable code at all. Not super great. Not happy. Makes me an unhappy void. We need to add tests for this. But we made progress. We made the flow that we have, except for the fact that when you log in, you're redirected to the wrong page. But let's fix that in a separate PR. Logging in sends you always to the home page. But we've got a UI. We've got a very basic UI, but it does the job. So I'm a happy man. So let's make some screenshots. And make a screenshot on mobile. The focus really needs to shift towards the modal. We can easily add that too. And then when you're logged in, damn it, it keeps like redirecting. And it looks like this. And it looks like this. Cool. Do you know a lot about blue screens of deaths? I don't know. I know why they... Well, I know some ways they can pop up. Oh. Something broke. the linter. But welcome, Nimbot TV. How's it going? Yes. Following files were not formatted. Mix format. Thought it would do that automatically, but guess not. Mix format. Thanks, CI, for telling me that. Alright, let's update these screenshots. I think they're on my desktop. Yes. Upload all the things. All right, that last screenshot should be here. The top. So we have all the UIs here for mobile and for desktop. It's kind of just cool for me to see how the app progresses in some screenshots, and yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, let me set it to do here. We'll probably be looking into either Vue.js or what was that other library called that we just looked at? Stimulus JS. Vue also works very well. I haven't worked with Vue before, but I know Vue works very well with server-side rendered content. It's just like, it also is just like tinkering on top. And so it might actually work very well for us. But we're looking into that. This Vue might be a little bit too heavy for me because I'll be doing most of the live reloading and all that stuff, and with live view, like Phoenix live view. But yeah, I'm not sure yet for these like small stuff that needs some JavaScript tinkering, that I'm not going to use live view for, because that's just using WebSockets, and I think that's a little overkill for some of the interactions we have. It's a non-accessible modal implementation. Just for my future self. I always like commenting the PRs that I write, even though I'm the only person working on the project. It gives me some context to why something happened, because I write a lot of commits to be able to look back and like try different things and be able to go back. But like the PRs for me are the source of truth that like show the decision making and why something happens in the current state of things. And so if that gets merged, I want to have like decision making in there, rather than like having super descriptive commits and having to like rebase and such. For me, commits don't really matter as I squash and merge, but I like my PRs to be super descriptive, even though that like forces me to work with GitHub. It's probably just here to stay anyway, so I'm fine with that. Extending instead of overriding the entire colors theme. extend keeps the original colors in place, or original keys in place, and just extends. In order to make component component macro available everywhere in all views, I've imported the helper into the core view. Allows us to do blocks and extra assigns, such as component, modal.html, title, hello world, do, and my modal content here. Sweet. This is the modal itself. Let's add a to do. Make sure to use an actual icon here next time. At least we've got ARIA labels, so that's good. This is fine. Oh, so this is also the reason why I go over this, is because I realized that we didn't actually translated these strings here. Which is important. Welcome back, Wolfie. So that's working. That's working. Cool, cool. Welcome, and then get text. Like this, I think. I can't remember how to do interpolation. Phoenix, get text, interpolation. Hello world, hello world, hello world. Oh, like this. Yes, okay, cool. So you might be wondering why this is needed. So getText is a way to translate. It uses PO files, and it's like a C compiled like translation. So where I'm typing welcome and then name, I can then write different PO files. I don't know where they are though. Private, yeah, here, get text. And here I can write all of the different sentences for different languages. So I can replace welcome name with welkom in Dutch, for example. And then depending on the locale of the user, we can show a translated version of this text. And we cannot just do hello, like welcome like this, and then the name right after, because in some languages, the name of the user comes first, for example. Or like, let's say you have something like this. Get text. The price of this product is price euros or something, right? Just as an example. In some languages, they might put euros in front of the price. So if I just did like the price of this is, so translate this part, and then the price here, so the price, and then get text euros. If I do this, so kind of like this, just like whatever, then the translation can never be written correctly because we hard code the structure of the sentence. So by doing it this way, the structure of the sentence is at least can be grammatically correct based on the language of the user and the sentence that makes sense for that language. Also, my experience of gettext is that it is basically a key value transaction, meaning that if you're just translating welcome, you're pretty much locked. You can't have two translations on a specific key. True. So I don't actually know what the best way for translations is, because even the company that I'm working for right now is using the way that I do it right now. So like the string and then an interpolation. Some other companies that I know also do just full keys. So they might do like very specific so that there's never the same translation for different contexts. So instead of doing welcome, they might do like header dot welcome message, something like this. So get text, something like this, while still passing the name. And so in the translation implementation, they then fill in welcome. So for example, if I want to change like some other team that is doing the copy of this, might want to do, I don't know, like they want to change welcome into something like, yo, awesome, yo, player, or something. Then the translation shows welcome name, but it actually renders out something completely different, like yo player, and then insert name, right? So this is like more flexible. It's very specific. So in terms of, you will always need to make sure that there's a translation available for this, because there's no real fallback value. So it really depends on your strategy of translation and how you do things. I think the absolute best way is some kind of headless CMS to serve the content, but we're also using gettext at my company. Wait, but what does that have to do with translation? Can you elaborate? We're not using gettext at my company, but we're using something similar. It's all the same pretty much. Let's make sure this is translated, even though I don't have translation files set up right now. Let's make sure it's translated. Copyright, I don't care because that's not content that's gonna stay. Playing League of Legends, is that translated? Add translations to header. Player show. This is translated, this is translated. Current players in queue, join queue. Playing the game. Player display name. Cool. Awesome. Click. Okay. You were talking about a good approach on translations, or did I miss this? No, I was asking. I was wondering. I just didn't know what you meant with headless CMS to serve the content. You mean like instead of having PO files, you mean? Because we actually have that. We're using a SAS at work. We're using a Sass to deliver. And actually, I think we're moving away from the Sass. We're moving the translation files. Well, there is a Sass application that is used by our copy team in order to supply us the copy. But I think they get pulled into the repo, and there's a bot that creates pull requests. So I think every week it pulls in the translations and checks if there's a difference, and then it includes it so that the code, so that the repo, if you pull the repo, you always have the latest translations, kind of. And then if you want to pull the translations earlier, there's a command that you can run to do it by hand to pull in the translations from the service. So if that's what you mean, like you have a kind of a UI for your copy people to do the translations, then yes. Yeah, I agree. That's like the best workflow. You don't want your copy team to go through and work with those PO files directly, because they need to be compiled as far as I remember. So you need to like write some stuff here. They need to be compiled. And then so if you both work on PO files, you're gonna have like conflicts, and those conflicts can get super messy as well. I don't really know. It's been a while since I worked with PO files. Okay, let's review the PR one more time. So I changed something here, like with the header. Your game app, that's fine. Yeah, we moved the app into header and footer and main. This is like, I don't know why Phoenix generates this, because the main tag already like implies role main. Like if you look at HTML main tag, for those of you that don't know, you look at here, implicit area role is already main. Like you don't have to set it. So here it actually says it, no role permitted. You cannot change the role of a main tag. Oh, but here in the example it does. What? Why does it show it in the example? Huh. Weird. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't understand. Why would they show that in the example? Oh well, anyways. The show renders League of Legends always. Maybe we should pull this in locally before merging. Yeah, maybe let's do that. Let's keep things local for now. Oops. Images. Player games. Maybe that's too specific. Headers. Yeah. I need to go to downloads. Then we have this pike here. Let's move it in here. Let's rename this to League or LOL. And then let's go to our view, which is player.html. And then let's change this to wait, there was a static file that was the Phoenix logo. So how did they pull in the Phoenix logo? Not necessarily UI, but you basically fetch the content from some sort of API, story block, or contentful. Story block. Oh, you mean like as like content? Yeah. I see. Contentful. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so interesting. I haven't really looked into headless CMSs yet. I know the concept of it, but I don't know how they apply them. Like how free do they make those implementations? Yeah, let me take a look at app.html again. Oh, here. Images / player / headers / league .jpg. Let's actually move this to the viewer, player view. Dev get header image for the game. They pass the game. I can't remember how it works. When game == lol do. I don't know if this works. Do I need a comma here? I don't know. Def. I think I do. Okay. Get header image. Lol. Static path. Nil. So routes doesn't exist because that makes sense because that's injected in here. Oh. Here's route helpers. Let's do the same thing here. Hey, why does this say is undefined? Nil.static path. Wait, why does routes not exist? Wait. I'm confused. Hold up, let me just write it like this, just to be sure. I'm not super familiar with this syntax. Okay, so we are getting here. So we are in here. So if I say hello.jpg, it should work. It's just trying to fetch hello.jpg here. Yeah, that's good. But what we really want is a static path here from routes. What about this? Without the alias. Okay. Oh, we don't have connection. Right. Fuck, it still doesn't work. What the hell? Called with one argument. What? Routes. Wait, this doesn't make sense. Phoenix view route helper. I mean, what the fuck? I thought I knew what I was doing, but now I'm confused. Is it like a weird compiler or something? Like something that is like super shady? Show2.ex. Yeah. Yes, this is what I want. Yes, please. Can I? Oh, but con it. No, con is not there. Oh, there we go. I was using con with an at. And it works. Okay. So we only support lol right now. And otherwise, we just like... we just do... we just add it here. Which is pretty much exactly what this does, so maybe you can just do this. And then when I change this to Bob, I try to fetch Bob.jpg. Yeah. Okay. That's a good start. But in order for us to have a compile error, if I do this is better. And now it shouldn't compile. Yeah. That's good. Nice. Sweet. Now let's see if we can make this syntax like this. Okay, that works. I do this. No. Cool. Sweet. What does this do? Gets the header image or returns the League of Legends header image for the player profile. Sick. All right. This way we don't have this hard-coded URL, which is nice. And if once we get a game implemented, we can use this. Sweet. Player header image helper function. And pull in the image locally. Oh, we should do mix format. Yeah, that's what I thought. Gonna fail CI. So what is the purpose of the website? The purpose of the website is to be able to join viewer games. So a streamer creates a viewer game queue. People can join in. The viewer picks the people that he wants to let them into the game. they play a VR game, and then so forth. That's the idea, at least. There's like future ideas, but this is like the gist of it. It's like the simplest part of what do we want to build. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it though. I've been streaming for almost 4 hours. We've been struggling enough. We've learned a lot once again. We've implemented the component partial way of working, which is pretty sweet. I love the what if I try to delete this part? You mean like trying to see if it breaks? Is that what you mean? Or yeah, so let me give you guys a quick run through of the project, even though I already did this. These are the user stories that we want to implement at the start. So as a player, I want to be able to join VR games of my favorite streamers so I can have a good time. And as a streamer, I want to be able to host VR games so I can engage with my audience. Those are the two core user stories for this project so far. We're still doing research in like what are the struggles with VR games currently and what can we help out with. We know some of the struggles already, like we've been doing some observations of streamers doing VR games, but we don't have enough yet. Still a lot of hypotheses and stuff that we want to figure out. But it's super fun project. It's super interesting so far. This is like the UI in concept right now. And so we're slowly implementing this. This is like the start, the simplest part of the UI. The next part is like implementing actual VR games and pulling people out of the queue and what is it going to look like when they get picked and such, but that's next. Player sign-up UI is now the main focus. And we need the in-game names and not the player names. So if they sign up with Twitch, we only have their Twitch username, but we need their in-game names. But maybe we can start with this. I mean, the in-game names is useful, but it's not necessary in order for people to start using this. So for now, I'm going to focus on just the core. What is like the most minimal viable thing that we need in order to ship this? That's what we need to focus on. I have this whole backlog of stuff that I want to do. Some of it is not as important. The more I start like using the user stories as my guidance point, the more I realize that there's a lot of stuff I want to do, but I shouldn't do yet. And that's why I started going UI first and just trying to make sure that I have my UI flows and build using that instead of trying to build the best backend system in order to facilitate this. Yeah, that's how things are going right now. Let's see if we can merge this. Let's do one final review. Yep, this is all good. Already reviewed this. This is fine. Yeah, I don't like this. But yeah, for now this will do. It works, so it's fine. If a player has a queue and there are players that are currently in the queue, then we'll loop over all the players and we'll show their display name. Otherwise, show that there's 0 players in the queue right now. Otherwise, oh, look at that. Another forgotten translation. This is why we do reviews. If there's no current player, we'll render a modal that gets potentially opened if he clicks on join the queue. We really need to fix, like, we really need to refactor the modal part. I'm not very happy, and I'm not really... Yeah, I'm not super happy in how it's implemented, but it works. And then adding tests for the 2 service methods that we added, like leave queue. I want to look into if I can automate the UI already, because I want to have automation tests on like the most important parts. But for now, this is good enough. I think we're good to merge this once we fix the get text part. Get text. This broadcaster does not have any viewer games to join. Add missing translation. And we're good to go. For example, the focus is still on this element instead of on the modal. And that's why I think we need to, yeah, come up with a better system in order to implement these modals. Whether it's like the Vue.js or Stimulus.js, to see if we can come up with a better format. A more controlled and testable way, I would say. Also, I need to like look into this problem later. We're having dependencies on Phoenix and Phoenix HTML directly from the dapps folder, which means that if I ever want to build my assets, I always need the app, and I always need the Elixir dependencies of this app, which is kind of weird. So I need to look into if this is like statically available somewhere for my Phoenix version. Let's wait for the circles here to build. It's not the prettiest UI, but we're getting there. We're building assets. Just to see if that still works. 15 seconds. See, this is like, we cannot run this in parallel. We could run the mix test and build assets in parallel as soon as the app is built, or run them in 2 separate jobs. But the problem is I cannot build assets without having the app dependencies download, like fetched, which is kind of sad because it slows down Circle CI a little bit. Cool. I'm good with this. Let's go. Let's take off the player UI. Done. Ready for deployment. Done in this. And let's see. Allow players to leave the queue. We also fixed that. Done in. Sick. Anything else we've done? Nope. Cool. Awesome. Okay, well, that was it for the stream and for the YouTube video. If you want to see the VOD of this on YouTube later, I'll be uploading it on Just Code Cats. The entire VOD series is available there. Also on Discord, you can give yourself the a specific role. So if in here on the welcome, or no, announcements, I think you can give yourself .im viewer games project. If you do that, you get access to these channels, and this is where I post my progress and start discussions and whatever. So on my regular, like, Just for Cats Discord, you can join, and then you can yeah, you can, in the bots games channel, you can give yourself the viewer games project role to continue to get updates and figure out what's going on. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for hanging out. We've made progress again. Feels good, man. So if you like the series, just subscribe on YouTube, I guess. Bye.